Well, guys, I guess you'll be getting another Thundarr the Barbarian related video today. Now, since I did share my thoughts on this TV show, I've been thinking, what would happen if Thundarr the Barbarian got a live action or animated movie? I already brought this up. In my community post, my YouTube shorts, and briefly mentioned it during my review of the show. So, what would happen if we got a live action or animated movie based on Thundarr the Barbarian? Well, if we were going to get like a Thundarr the Barbarian movie at some point, it would have to stay true to the original cartoon, and not be disrespectful to it. Sure, we do have other Hanna-Barbera live-action movies based on animated Hanna-Barbera shows. Scooby-Doo, The Flintstones, The Smurfs, Yogi Bear, Josie and the Pussycats, and the Lost Hong Kong Phooey movie are prime examples. But somehow, I think the idea of a Thundarr the Barbarian movie can possibly work, although it might be a little bit tricky when you think about it. Well, for one thing, this show is technically half Hanna-Barbera, but it's also part of the Ruby Spears production company. Yes, there was a time when Joe Ruby and Ken Spears did form their own company back in the 80s and created other animated shows like Saturday Supercade is an example, which is more like a Hanna-Barbera version of different 1980s video games like Donkey Kong, Frogger, Kangaroo, Space Ace, and more. And yes, the Thundarr the Barbarian is one of those Ruby Spears production shows. So I'm guessing we will have to get permission from Ruby Spears production to see if a movie can work. And that's another thing. If the movie was gonna be animated and live action, who would portray the characters respectfully? Well, I do know that Frank Welker can provide the voice for Oogla the Mock. Oogla the Mock, like it says on the back of the DVD. He would be like the perfect choice to play Oogla, since, well, Frank Welker has been involved with Hanna-Barbera for a long time. Mainly his involvement on Scooby-Doo, Jabberjaw, Dynamite, Hong Kong Phooey, and Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch. As for Princess Ariel, I'm guessing if this was gonna be like an animated movie, guessing either maybe Grey DeLisle Griffin can do it, and for Thundarr the Barbarian, again, in animated form, he would have to be voiced by Patrick Warburton. And those are just some of my casting choices. Thundarr the Barbarian being voiced by Patrick Warburton, Princess Ariel being voiced by Grey DeLisle Griffin, and Oogla the Mock being voiced by Frank Welker, if it was gonna get like an animated movie. Now for the live action, if it was gonna become a live action movie, I'm guessing Frank Welker can still voice Oogla the Mock. I'm guessing Jenna Ortega can play the role of Princess Ariel. And for Thundarr, if it was gonna be like a live action movie, I don't know. Maybe Zac Efron or something? I guess, again, these are just my own type of casting choices. And even if this does become like a live action or animated movie, the casting might be completely different compared to the one I just came up with just now. Now for the plot, I think it would have to be more like an origin story of how Thundarr the Barbarian came to be. The opening the opening of the show already explained how Earth became in ruins 2,000 years ago. And maybe it could be sort of like not exactly be like a ripoff of Star Wars, but maybe be inspired by it. Like how Thundarr became, well, Thundarr, and how he got the Sun Sword. And I don't think the show mentioned how, when, and where Thundarr met Princess Ariel and Oaklog. Heck, I guess in the idea it can be like an origin story, and maybe it might explain how Thundarr met his friends. That could be like an interesting idea. Have it be like an origin story to the show. Which, to be fair, that does sound like a good idea when you think about it. And because I think in the Josie and the Pussycats live action movie was more like an origin story, even though this was more like a satire. So yeah, those are some of my interesting ideas on how a live action and animated Thundarr the Barbarian movie can actually work by having it be like an origin story. And maybe, I'm guessing some of the casting choices I came up with are pretty decent. Whether it will be a live action or animated movie. So what do you guys think? Can a Thundarr the Barbarian live action or animated movie work? And what do you think having it be like an origin story? And do you like some of the casting choices I came out with? Just let me know down in the comments below. And who knows, maybe one day we might get a Thundarr the Barbarian live action or animated movie. And I don't mind if it's going to be like a theatrical movie, direct-to-video movie. Either one will be okay for me in my book. So let me know down in the comments below on what you guys think. And I'm guessing you guys would also have your own ideas of how this could actually work at some point. Just saying.